everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Research Rex podcast. We're here for our conference series at EACD Galway, Ireland 2026. I'm so glad you decided to join us for another episode. I hope you've been enjoying our conference series so far. I know I have. We've been talking to some real influential thinkers, researchers and clinicians already. And the person I have sitting next to me is no exception to that. So welcome to the podcast, Rachel Toplicki. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Super excited.
So nice to be here.
Wanted to be on here for so long, so I feel honored.
And we get to do it in person as well.
Isn't
so
it the
nice.
best?
It's so good. Like we've met online, Zoom, and it's incredible what Zoom allows us to do, right?
Absolutely.
But to be able to do this in person, I think, is the value of these conferences and to challenge each other, think about new ideas. It's why we do this. And this follows on from a session that you just did. It was a massive session. It was a huge keynote that opened the day today, and it was titled Changing the Conversation on Childhood Disability, Family Voices and the Power of the F Words. It was a truly inspiring session with parents having gone through, I guess, the journey, if there's a better word, I'm not sure, but how the F words have been integrated into their life. And it was multi-country as well, which was amazing.
Yeah.
How did that come about, Rachel? And how did you connect with these parents from different parts of the world?
Yeah, so when we first heard that EACD was going to be focused around the F words and had a discussion with the scientific committee, we recommended that if there were to be a keynote on the F words, that it be parent-driven.
Yeah.
And the idea was accepted with open arms, open heart, and then the planning began, and we're like, well, what would this look like? And how would we bring family voices forward? Our longtime parent partner, Daniela Grahovic, was the first person to come to mind.
Right, of course.
So she and I sat down and talked about what we really wanted to communicate, what our main messages would be. And part of what we really wanted to share was that this is an approach to health and life and living for everybody.
Yeah.
We wanted to show that it crosses diagnoses, that it crosses cultures, it crosses contexts.
Yeah.
And so that's when we started to plan and think about who could be part of this. Dr. Purva from India is someone that I've known for some time and was part of a workshop that she was participating in where her son went through goal setting and selected drawing and now has become an incredibly accomplished artist.
That was phenomenal.
And following his work over time, I reached out to her and she accepted in minutes.
Yeah, of course.
She was so excited to be part of it. And then two parent partners from India, and bringing together both the world of cerebral palsy and Down syndrome and showing how these concepts and ideas can really be used by families and children, and, you know, with very different diagnoses, impairments, physical needs.
Yeah.
But it resonates.
Still resonates.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of the F words, isn't it? I love how you said that. It does cross cultures and contexts. Have you, for these parents that you've spoken with, and there's many families I know that, you know, you'll know and have gone through the journey with as well, what is it about the F words that has really drawn people in? Like, what's the buy-in? And I guess on the flip side, I'm going to also ask you, what are the times that you've encountered where people have gone, no? And have you ever encountered that before?
Absolutely.
You have? Okay, let's start with that one. Yeah. When does that happen?
With the no.
Let's go with the no so we can end in the positive.
One of the areas where we get some pushback from families, and it was alluded to in the keynote today, is when the F words are presented as a movement away from therapy.
Yes.
When it's go out and live your life, you don't need us anymore. If you just do this in your life, everything will be fine.
Sure.
And for families who are on certain parts of their journey, that's not a good message.
Yeah.
And it can be scary and it can be off-putting.
Yeah.
And so I think in some situations, families hear that as, we're not partnering with you any longer.
Wow.
We want you to deal with this on your own.
Yeah. It's kind of the opposite of what the intention here is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then if we take the flip side of that and think about how that could have been messaged differently,
Sure.
how the clinician could have shared that information about the F words in a way that the family was ready for, in a way that showed the things that they're doing already in their life
Yeah.
are growth and development.
Yes.
Participating in the things that the child wants to do, that has therapeutic value in and of itself.
Yeah.
And Peter Rosenbaum talked about that in his public talk yesterday. It's finding the things that are fun for the kids, fun for the families.
Yeah.
And we hear that from disabled adults.
Yes. It's
They
a very strong message, actually, through all of the qualitative work that's coming out now, isn't it?
Right. So I think it's, for me, it's comes down to the messaging
Sure.
of how we're sharing, when we're sharing, and how we just embrace this in the work that we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a test. It's not an assessment tool. It's a way of thinking and approaching life and development.
I think that's a really important point to make because I love how Peter did refer to that the other day. It's not an assessment, you know. And I think whenever we start talking about these frameworks, we do somehow, as health professionals, you know, you go into that thinking that it's a test, it's an assessment. So on that note then, which I think is a really important point to make as well for some clinicians that might find it really challenging to look at the F words from this perspective too, is where does therapy fit in? So, you know, we're at a conference where there's a lot of interventions being evaluated, improving motor outcomes or vision or fine
There were
motor
many
skills.
things that fell into the functioning
There
category
we go.
at the conference.
Yes. So how do we talk about that in terms of where therapy, like formalized, so, you know, inverted commas here, therapy fits in with the F words? How would you talk about that?
So I'm an occupational therapist,
Yeah.
and I believe in understanding the person, the abilities that they bring, and how they want to grow and develop.
Sure.
The environment and how that has an impact on what they want to be able to do.
Yeah.
And then in occupational therapy, we say the occupation, but really thinking about participation.
Yeah.
And so if we can think about the person and their abilities and what we can do as therapists to help them grow and achieve,
Yeah.
when there's good evidence around these ideas, what we can do within the environment while they are learning to grow and develop and change and do things.
Yes.
So getting people doing things right away with environmental changes, but also not throwing out the things that we can help them to get better at.
That's right.
In their physical body.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? In their moods and emotions, in their thinking patterns.
Yeah.
I think we all as people seek out ways to improve ourselves
Absolutely.
at points in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we would never limit ourselves in finding a way to do something.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. That's how we can blend it. But the reasons that we're doing these things always come back to the goals that the child and family have.
Yeah, that's right.
And things that are meaningful to them.
That's beautifully said, Rachel. And it's such an important point, isn't it? It's what I often talk about this. What would I like in my life? I want to live a fulfilling life. I want to have joy. I want to be around people that matters. And I also, for me to do that, I also need to be fit and healthy. So I actually need to make sure that I eat well, that I do my exercises, that I do have strength. And there's a body of literature that tells me to do that. But it's always keeping that perspective, isn't it? And if it applies to me, it applies in exactly the same way to a child with childhood onset disability. It's no different, but somehow we've made a divide, haven't we? We've kind of gone, this is the way for us, and this is the way for you, and somehow the expectation is much higher in terms of the threshold. It's a strange thing that's happened, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think we perpetuate it in our societies. Western colonial society for sure, where we think about and share the message that early intervention, the more the better. If you don't start early enough, you won't fix it.
That's right.
And we continually share that message. And while early intervention is so important, supporting families and children early on, I think the piece of the message that continues along with that is that side of fixing.
Yes.
Which we don't do very well in our field.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to acknowledge that piece and help families to learn more about the approaches to child development that we're starting to see becoming more prevalent in a place like EACD meetings.
Yeah. That's so beautifully said. So on the other side then, when you've got these families who are really just want to embrace the F words, what are some of the experiences that you have had in coaching and working with the family and introducing these ideas to them? What is it that pulls them into it?
I think it's the simplicity of the ideas. I honestly, it's that almost light bulb that goes on when they hear the words.
Yes.
And they're like, this is what I've been doing. This is how we live our life. But we've also been trying to figure out what to tell the physiotherapist or the occupational therapist. So I think that piece for parents, when they really connect with it, is that it is how they think already about life.
Sure.
And then it gives them a set of ideas and a framework to be able to share that with others.
Yeah.
That these things are important, that fun is important, that we're finding friendships in whatever way that might be. Is important, and helping to show those connections.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And it just gives parents, like you said, frameworks are so important. I remember there's a neurologist that I met probably a good 20 years ago, and he said, for me, it was my light bulb moment. He goes, Dana, everyone needs a good framework to conceptualize their ideas in. And I went, wow, yes, you do. And when you go into, whether you're writing an academic paper or having a conversation with someone, it always goes better when you have a framework, you're on topic. And so to give parents, children, like a set of words that they can go into a conversation with their health professional and say, look, these are some of the things that I've been thinking about. And they can go through the F words. They've got a structure to what they want to cover and what's important for them. And I love that you said that. Simplicity, absolutely. It gives us a tool and a language.
It absolutely does. It's that tool, it's the language. And in a perfect world, these ideas would be used across all the places that kids go.
Yeah.
They would be the way that they could talk at school with teachers, deciding on individual education plans for kids, thinking about, how things might be done out in the community. A community program that is openly welcome and interested in bringing in kids and adopting programs. And we would love to see these ideas spread to all the places that kids and families are.
Beyond our community that we have here, which is but where life is lived. That's probably where it needs to go. Because my next question was going to be, and you've just covered it. So it was like, where do you see this going? Where do you think is the next steps for the F words?
Yeah.
And so is there any more you want to add to that? It sounds like it's just getting into the community, but what more?
And that's part of it.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to just bring the knowledge and awareness of ideas.
Sure.
And we had a session yesterday, a pre-Congress session on implementation science.
Yeah.
And one of the things that our F Words program at Can Child has evolved into is a Can Implement F Words program. And it's an implementation support program where we're working with organizations to learn about the process of implementation. which leads you through thinking about what's happening in your context. Why do you want to bring these ideas forward? How are you going to bring people on board? And then really systematically designing implementation or change strategies that meet with those barriers and facilitators. So really building on what's working well, addressing the things that are challenges to implementing, and then finding ways to help organizations put those F words ideas into everything they do.
Fantastic.
Moving beyond that checklist.
Yes.
And that's where the community partners come in as we work with organizations. Helping them to think about who else in their community is really important.
Yes.
Is it really important to involve their school boards? Is it really important to involve their local soccer club?
Yes.
Or is it really important for them to think about their funders?
Yes.
So how do you involve a full implementation team that is not just someone excited about an idea, comes home from a conference and tries to do it?
That's right.
Right? So we're building a movement.
Yeah, that's right. And as you're describing that, I mean, there's lots of different implementation models, aren't there? And the one that I'm most familiar with at the moment is the CIFA. And I'm just thinking even through, you know, all the elements the CIFA raises.
Yes.
And you're absolutely right. If we want to actually see a movement, we want to see true change that happens across the environments where our children will live and as they become adults, what are some of the steps that we can do? And I love how you said it's not just the barriers, but it's the facilitators. There are things that are already working.
So many things. And I think that's something that really needs to be focused on when you're doing any type of change management.
Yeah.
People do not want to change just for the sake of changing.
That's right.
They need to know why.
Yes, yes.
And then also, there are so many things that are positives. You think about people are in our field because they want to work with kids and families. They want to help them live their best lives. So they're already doing amazing things. How can you then bring whatever change it is that you're looking at, and if we're thinking about the F words, it is that broader set of concepts. And again, not a checklist, but a way of thinking and approaching. So it's that having a systematic process that you can follow. And I think that's the beauty of moving beyond just knowledge and awareness.
I love that. And that's the thing, right? We're here at a conference. We're all converted. You know, we all love the F words. I think we've spoken about the F words in maybe every episode of Research Rex podcast. It's been, 300 episodes now. But we want to get the message out there. We want to make sure that we can integrate these ideas beyond just a meeting. And that's the important piece of all of this. Now, I know that you were most nervous about an icebreaker question. You did write that. And I haven't done an icebreaker question, but I'm going to ask you a question which I know annoys people sometimes, but I think it's fun. If you had to choose one F word, that would be your F word. That is the most important one to you. What would that be if you had to just choose one?
See, I usually cheat and I put 3 of them together.
To do that.
So I'm trying not to. I'm really trying hard not to. I think it changes in the context. And so right now, I would say I'm really feeling the F word of fun.
Oh, I love that. Same. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, being here, people that you see a couple times a year, but it's work, but the joy.
The joy, yeah.
So,
and I heard, he's my Nike Run app trainer, Coach Bennett, and he said once, and I loved it, I was literally running and I had to stop, because he said, fun doesn't mean it's easy, it just means you're enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
And I thought, profound, Coach Bennett, I love that. I literally stopped, wrote it down, and I thought, sometimes fun can be interpreted as it's fun, but fun is motivation for our kids. It's the desire to want to do something and a hope for a future.
And fun means different things to everybody.
That's right. It's so individualized.
And so, that I think is that other piece of how do we know this is effective or that it's having an impact.
That's right.
And that's the piece that we really have to keep in mind, is that it's that individualized, personalized side of it. Yeah. Daniela earlier today said, see see the whole person, right? And so thinking about that, you have to really take your measurement from who the person is.
That's beautiful. And fun implies that you actually have to have the conversation.
Yes.
To understand what that is. You cannot just guess that from someone.
And fun also means that we're not just putting a game into physiotherapy, right?
Yeah,
oh, look,
right.
they're having fun.
Yeah, that's right.
We really want to know what lights this person up.
Beautifully said. I love
and
that.
do that wherever they are.
Love
it
that.
does not have to be in our therapy room.
That's great, Rachel. Final question for you that I'm asking everyone is your advice. So, Rachel, what would your advice be for clinicians to implement F words more into their everyday? What advice would you give to our clinicians about that?
For the clinicians, thinking about how they can have conversations with families about what's happening in their everyday life.
Yeah.
Asking what they would like to brag about for their child.
Yeah.
What do they want more of?
Yeah.
And what would they like to see less of?
Yeah.
And I'm taking these questions directly from colleagues of mine, F-word specialists. I just think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
If you can openly find out from someone what's important to them, what their day is like.
Yeah.
That's the way that we're going to find the best set of goals.
Wonderful.
And have the most impact.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do.
That is a great response. Rachel, thank you so much for being on the podcast. It's been such a pleasure to finally have you on the podcast and to do it in person.
Oh, such a pleasure for me. An honor to be here. I can't wait to hear what we have said.
And many, many good things, of course. To all of our listeners, I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did, having this conversation and sparking lots more conversations with colleagues and families. It's just such an important piece here, and I hope this helps you to do that as well. So thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you all again really soon. Bye.